It's very frustrating because coming Q3, at least myself, and that's how I approach qualifying since forever, you go into that last lap and you try things that are a little bit above whatever you've tried before. And when you do that, the system needs to re-optimize everything while you are driving, basically. And so that, for some reason, whenever I get to Q3, I start losing time in the straight. So I make time in the corners, I lose time in the straight. And this is very frustrating because you never really put a lap together because you're always compromising one thing for another. And that's a little bit frustrating, but it's the way it is for everybody. I feel for some reason that we are a little bit more exposed to that compared to maybe the Mercedes engine, which is something that we need to look at. I also know that the FIA is obviously trying to understand what other things we can do to fix those issues going forward, because it's still something that everybody has. But yeah, apart from that, I was actually very happy with my lap. I've had a moment in turn 8, but actually this doesn't have any implications in whatever I've had later on. For, like engine power unit wise, it didn't have any influence.
Do you feel then that your driving skill and your talents are being limited somewhat then at the moment?
I mean, I feel like this will be quite arrogant to say it like that, but surely I think for everybody, like going into Q3 is just not the nicest feeling, because we want to be at the limit of those cars, and whenever you play with those limits, not only you pay the price of a small snap, but you also pay triple the price in the straight. And this is very frustrating because qualifying, it's all about us trying to find the limit and to play with the limit. And at the moment, whenever you play with the limit, you get destroyed in the straight. So you've got to stay right underneath it, which is an art in itself. And I mean, all the good drivers need to make the difference anyway. But I think it's less rewarding for the drivers that like to really push over it. And most of the time in Q3, that's paying off, but not with these cars.
Thanks, Charles. Thank you.
When you consider Ferrari's great starts and incredible racing, do you expect qualifying to be a distant bad memory for them come tomorrow?
Oh, well, if he gets in the lead, yes. But if he's not able to, they're very good at starts, but it's a lot of cars he needs to pass into turn 1. It's also not a very wide track either. So, yeah, they're still going to look back and be frustrated by what happens in qualifying, and some areas that they need to fine-tune. It seems it's Ferrari that has the bigger issue than possibly other OEMs. So, yeah, that's an area they're going to get frustrated about, especially the drivers, because that's the area that I think Charles has such skill in, that putting the car on the limit or slightly over the limit and getting the maximum out of it, but he's not benefiting from driving in that way.
That must be incredibly frustrating.